Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I picked up one of the new Hermès bronzers. I am so excited to talk to you guys about this. This is the new Hermès Plein Air Age Trio Healthy Glow Mineral Powder. How exciting does that sound? I cannot wait to dip into this with you guys today. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. I picked up this gorgeous gem yesterday at Holt Renfrew. So this retails at $136 Canadian plus tax. Yikes. It is Hermès after all, but yeah, it is very pricey. So there are 5 bronzers to choose from, and I went with the shade number 2, Atlas. I really wasn't certain which one to get, and that's why I went in person because, you know, online it's a little tough to say sometimes, and it comes with a gorgeous Hermès box. How extra is that? I love it. I love it so much. And I have to say that I love the packaging. I think the box and the packaging is exquisite, and the packaging looks like the blush. It's really the exact same style, but just a bit larger for the bronzer here. And one thing I'm noticing is that the bronzer on the back has this little dot, just like the blush does. And the blush here ostensibly is refillable. When you finish up the blush, you can pop out the pan and then just apply or pop in a new blush. So I'm wondering if the bronzer here is refillable. I'm not certain, but I just love the groove here. Even like it's just this small indent and small little attention to detail, but it just feels fabulous. And this, it says it's good for 12 months, which means once you open it and start using it, you have 12 months to use it. But I typically use my makeup for longer than that personally. I'm sure you do as well. One thing I'm noticing here is that this bronzer, this is what it looks like. Look at this gorgeous packaging. So this is number 2 Atlas. I love the contrast of the 2 lighter colors of bronzer. I just think it's gorgeous. I love that the H is prominent. You know, it's Hermès, so it's the first letter of the name, H. I'm guessing this is just what they're going to do for complexion products. For the blush, it's just a clear pan, but this is gorgeous. I love the extraness, the detailing. I think it's, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 colors actually. Well, it's a couple of colors, and you can sort of see the H very clearly. And one thing I'm noticing here on the back is that this is 18 grams of product inside. Like the pan here, this is 18 grams. As a reference, the Dior Forever Natural Bronzer is 9 grams. I have a Givenchy bronzer. This is 10 grams. I have a Guerlain bronzer. This is 10 grams. We've got Gucci. This is 12. So this one here is a little bit closer to the Hermès. We've got Tom Ford. Does Tom Ford say? It says on the box it's 8 grams of product for Tom Ford. What else? We have the Chantecaille bronzer. This is 11 grams. And then we have Chanel, which is 30 grams for the cream bronzer. So it's a lot of product. Obviously the Chanel cream bronzer has more product and is less expensive, but I'm just saying most of my powder bronzers are somewhere between 8 and 12 grams, and this is 18 grams of bronzer. So it's a lot of makeup product, which is nice, but it is still incredibly expensive. So like I stated, I have the shade number 2 Atlas, And the reason I went with this one is if you look here, there are 5 shades, and the difference between 2 and 3 is quite different. I found that 3 looked so much warmer in person. And listen, when it comes to a bronzer, sometimes we want that warm glow, but it kind of aired a little bit on the orangey side. For my taste, sometimes I like a little bit more of a cool bronzer. Some of my favorite bronzers, like the Tom Ford Terra, we'll do swatch comparisons at the end. That one is a bit more cool. And I have warmer bronzers. I have ones that are just warmer, and they're nice, but something about a cool bronzer I just prefer. And I just find that I can go a little bit heavier handed with a cool bronzer. It never turns orangey Oompa Loompa. And yeah, that's why I went with 2 Atlas. Let's give a swatch. I don't want to swirl around. It was so pretty. I tried it in store. It was gorgeous, and now I have to go ahead and ruin it. One thing to note, there is a little bit of a scent. It reminds me a little bit of the blush. The blush has like, yeah, it's close. I don't know, it's this sort of floral, slight powdery scent. It's not a lot. It's more just when you stick your nose in it that you can notice something, which is interesting. When you look very, very closely at the bronzer, it doesn't look completely matte. It's not glittery. It just looks luminous. It doesn't look like a completely matte bronzer, which is interesting. And I think it's in the name, Healthy Glow Mineral Powder. A lot of these bronzers have this sort of like healthy glow, you just got back from the beach type of finish. And this is the powder here. This is Atlas 2. And you can see there's no glitter, there's no like chunky sparkle particle. It just is more luminous. It's not going to be a flat, dead matte. And I have to say that their blushes are fabulous. They're just really lovely as well. So I've been excited to test this out. I haven't exactly been in a bronzer mood lately because it's just been winter and cold, but I thought, let me get this preemptively to get me in the spring, summer spirit. So this is the swatch here. So what I did is I swatched the 3 sections, like 1, 2, and then 3 here. And that's what it looks like here, but it kind of just looks like the same shade, all 3 of them together. I didn't mix them together. I went like 1, 2, and then 3 like this. Interesting. So that's what it looks like here. Now on my face, I just have some primer, a little bit of the Chanel Complexion Touch and concealer. I don't have any bronzer. I have a bit of face powder, but no bronzer, no blush. So we're gonna go ahead and use this. Now they also have some full-sized makeup brushes from Hermès if you want to try. My recommendation for you is the Hermès travel size brush. This is a blush brush or a bronzer brush. It really is a multi-purpose. I don't even think it has a specific name. It's just called like the travel sized brush, to be honest, because that's what it is. You can use it for whatever you want. Trust me when I say that this travel brush is so incredibly soft. It's one of the softest brushes I've tried ever. It is so soft. It feels wonderful. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. It's been one of my favorites for a long time. So let's go ahead and ruin our gorgeous bronzer here. Let's have one last look while it's pristine. I mean, who knows how this will be maintained. Maybe it'll look just the same afterwards. I highly doubt it, but let me go ahead and dip in. So just off the bat, it looks like the embossing here goes all the way down. Sometimes, I know you may be surprised, but there's been times when I've tried a product and just swatching it once, all the embossing fades away. So far, just going like this, it kind of looks like all the detailing goes all the way down to the pan. So let me just apply this. And at first I thought that this would be too light, but actually you can see it does give a bronzer effect. It's just not too orange. Sometimes, oof, grab my hair. Sometimes it is nice to be able to go in person and see this. And as a reference, I wear a Chanel B30 or B40 depending on the season. And sometimes it is nice to go in with a bronzer that is a little bit lighter, because you can always add more. You know, it sucks when you get a bronzer that's too dark for you because you just enter into like Oompa Loompa orange land. But if it is a little bit lighter, you can always just add a little bit more. So I'm just going in really lightly here with you guys, mixing this into my baby hairs. Let's add a little bit on the bridge of the nose to feign that sun damage effect. You essentially want to add the bronzer wherever the sun would naturally hit your face. So this is quite lovely. It's not too orange at all, really. It's not giving any orange whatsoever. It's also not that dark, but you can still see a difference. Like, it isn't super dark, but you can see a difference here. You can see which side has bronzer. It's very natural in a beautiful way. It's giving me luxury bronzer in that it looks luminous and healthy. It isn't a hard matte, but there's something in the name. It's called like luminous, healthy. It's called Healthy Glow Mineral Powder. It looks healthy. It looks glowy. It's exactly that. It's giving me Chanel, Givenchy, those, even like the Chantecaille baked gelée bronzers that are just like healthy and luminous and make you look like you just stepped off a cruise ship. And yeah, it's gorgeous. Let me just go ahead and balance out the other side of my face. And I've been swirling like this, and this still looks pristine. So I have high hopes that this is going to look like this for several months. I mean, depends how aggressively I scratch in there, but it looks as though the embossing goes all the way down. It's not just like a overlay. All right, I've done both sides now with this gorgeous Atlas bronzer. I think the shade is perfect. I think this is going to be lovely. Even in the summer, if I do get a little bit darker, I think it's still going to work. I'm just going to keep adding more. It's really a beautiful balance where it is soft, it is buildable, but it's not invisible at the same time. And I just think it looks gorgeous. Like, I just look so healthy. I look tan without a hint of orange. It's so gorgeous. I really love it. I'm very happy with this. It was very pricey, but you know, I don't have a ton of Hermès makeup products, but the ones that I have picked up, I'm really a big fan of. So I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little hint of blush. I'm gonna go into my Hermès 19. This is Rose Abricot. It's like a nice apricot rosy peach color. I just think it'll be nice. And one thing about their blush here, this lasts so long. Like, when you apply this, like, I swear this lasts all day. Like, not even all day, like 9, 10, 12 hours. Wherever I apply the blush, it just lasts all day. It doesn't fade at all. So it is quite nice. I think I need to pick up another blush from Hermès. Maybe something a little bit more cool toned, a bit more rosy, maybe. Because this one's gorgeous, but I just have this affinity for peachy, slight warm blushes sometimes, but it would be nice to have something a little bit more rosy. So if you have a blush recommendation from Hermès, leave a comment down below. I'm going to add a bit of lipstick. This is Hermès as well. This is the shade number 64, and I think this is a satin finish. Yes, satin, I believe. This is Rouge Kazakh. It's a beautiful red. I like a bold lip, and especially with a slight tan and more of a nude eye, a red is always a good idea. I also received this little sample here of a new perfume for Hermès. This is Un Jardin à Cythère. So this is inspired by the Greek islands, and it smells like a Greek vacation. So I was helped out by Julia. She's the manager for Chanel, but Olga is also there. She's the Hermès lady. And this is a spritz of the perfume, but I'm going to apply some on me as well because it smells like a Greek vacation. I don't know how else to describe it to you. This fragrance is unisex, and it's also an eau de toilette. Now, to me, this smells like a hot Greek vacation at the end of the day. after you spend the day at the beach, you go and you take your shower, and then you're having your little apéro, your little afternoon glass of something cold and sparkly on your balcony as you're watching the sun set into the Mediterranean. It smells like olive trees and pistachios and oranges, like orange blossoms or like orange peels. It's very fresh. There's a bit of green to it as well. It's very woody. It smells like summer. It smells like a Greek vacation in the best way possible. And you're wearing white linen and some sandals. It smells like a Greek vacation. I don't know how else to describe this to you. It smells lovely. Okay, now that I have my swatch here of my new Hermès bronzer, let me go ahead and do swatch comparisons for you at home. Now I have my Tom Ford Terra 2 bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzers, and this one here is also a bit cooler, which is what led me to get this one here today. Oh, but you'll see, Terra Tom Ford is much cooler than the one from Hermès. I was just inspired by something a bit cooler than the number 3, which was a bit too warm for me, but this is a comparison here. Moving on, we have my Guerlain bronzer, which will be much warmer. This is the 03 medium warm. This came out last year. It had a nice tortoise shell design, but I've been swirling and dipping and doing it in this bronzer for a year now. I think this came out like exactly a year ago, so I just swirl around, which is why it looks the way it does. Interesting. This one looks warmer. It looks about as warm as my new Hermès bronzer. So far, Tom Ford is the coolest of the cools. We have my Chanel Les Beige Cream Bronzer. This is $3.90. This is the first one of the new versions. I know they reformulated this a few years ago. So this is $3.90. Down here, that's Chanel. This is the Dior Forever 05 Warm Bronze. Now I think this one is much warmer to my memory, but we'll see in a second here. I'm just gonna swatch this underneath my bracelet. I would say that this one looks more terracotta-y. It has more of this red earthiness to it compared to the other ones, but it almost has like a whisper of whatever's going on here with Tom Ford. Next is Givenchy. I love this one. It's the Healthy Glow bronzer from Givenchy, and this is the shade number 3, Amber Season. I think this one has been reformulated. It's very annoying trying to find it, but this Givenchy bronzer has been one of my top favorites for quite some time. It's just very soft, and it has that softness that you find with a lot of luxury bronzers, where it gives you this natural, healthy glow. It's not totally matte, but it's not a chunky glitter either at the same time. Moving on to Gucci Beauty. This is the number 3 bronzer here. I don't have any other description. It just says like a healthy glow, poudre de beauté, éclat soleil, number 3 bronzing powder. Let's give this one a swirl. It's interesting swatching all of these side by side because I don't typically do this. You know, I just pick one out of my drawer and go on with my day, but it's interesting seeing how different they all are when you compare them side by side like this. Last but not least, we have my Chantecaille Real Bronze in Serena, which I really love. I love the texture. It feels like this sort of squishy, baked gelée, and this is a really gorgeous bronzer too. So one final swatch down here. There we go. Hopefully I did them all in the right order. I look like a little zebra here with bronzer. So yeah, again, this is Hermès up here, and then down here is everything that we've mentioned so far. So you guys at home can sort of suss for yourself, what do you think? Now, do you need this? Listen, you're a grown lady. You know your budget. You know what you need or what you want. I am very happy to have picked this up. I think it's gorgeous. I am very happy with the result. It is exactly the finish that I want. It's not too dark. It's not orange. I think it's gorgeous. That being said, it is very expensive. So it's up to you. If you want to buy this, go ahead and buy this. If you don't want to buy it, that's fine too. I am very happy with this bronzer. I think it looks gorgeous. I love the case. I know it's just packaging, but listen, I love Hermès packaging. They really deliver. Like I said, I don't own a ton of Hermès beauty products. I have a blush, I have a lipstick. I do have a lot of lipstick samples here, but I haven't tried their foundation. I haven't tried their highlighter or their face powders. Those are just not items that I felt the need to get, but I might get another blush or maybe another lip product from them because I love color. I'm a sucker for color. That's definitely something that I get lured into by the makeup sirens, and I am very happy with this. I think it looks gorgeous. I think I look gorgeous with it. It's just right. And with this red and this white t-shirt, I'm just slowly inching towards summer, very, very slowly. But I think I'm building my little kit. I'm ready for summer. I'm ready for the first warm day in May. I can just get ready and hit the first terrace as soon as weather permits. All right, I think that is it for today's video. I think I've answered all of your questions. Leave more questions down below. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Ali. I used to work for Chanel. I don't anymore. I know a lot about Chanel and other luxury brands. I'm quite an aficionado. So if you're not subscribed yet, you're probably missing out. Go ahead and fix that right away. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this new Hermès collection and what Hermès blush should I pick up next. Leave a comment down below. I'm in the mood to be persuaded, you know? Go ahead. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.